Over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 7 key graphs from Zillow's latest report. You'll see why homes are taking longer to sell, how inventory is shifting, and most importantly, why the typical monthly mortgage payment has dropped by over $100 nationwide. This information could be the difference between making a smart move or a costly mistake in today's market. Now, let's talk about something that's caught my eye: Zillow's Market Heat Index. This index is an indicator of where the real estate market stands, and it's showing some interesting changes. For the first time in a while, we're seeing a shift from a strong seller's market towards a more neutral territory. What does this mean for you? Well, it's not as simple as you may think. This shift is creating both opportunities and challenges for buyers and sellers alike. If you're looking to buy, you might find yourself with more options and potentially more bargaining power. But sellers, don't panic just yet. The market isn't swinging completely in the other direction. So what's causing this change? That's what we're going to dig into today. We'll look at mortgage rates, home values, inventory levels, and even rental prices. Each of these factors plays a crucial role in shaping the current market conditions. As we go through these graphs, keep in mind how they might affect your personal real estate decisions. Whether you're thinking about buying your first home, selling your current property, or just trying to time the market right, understanding these trends is crucial. So let's dive in and see what Zillow's data is telling us about the real estate market right now, concluding with Zillow's newest heat index. Nationwide, mortgage payments are down, but home prices are up. How can both be true at the same time? Let's dive into the data and unpack this seemingly contradictory trend. First, let's look at the mortgage payment graph. It's showing something we haven't seen in a while: a significant drop in monthly payments. We're talking about a decrease of more than 10% compared to last year. That's not just a minor fluctuation, it's a substantial shift that's putting real money back into homeowners' pockets. Now, you might be thinking, great, lower payments must mean lower home prices, right? Well, no. Our second graph tells a different story. Despite the drop in monthly payments, typical home values are actually continuing to climb. So what's driving this unusual combination? The answer lies in mortgage rates. They've come down from their recent peaks, and that's had a big impact on affordability. In fact, nationwide, the monthly payment on a typical home has fallen by more than $100 since May and almost $200 since this time last year. That's like finding extra Benjamins in your wallet every month. But it gets even better for some folks. In high-cost areas like San Francisco, we're seeing decreases in typical monthly payments exceeding $300. That's $4,000 per year that can make a real difference in a household budget. These lower rates are doing more than just saving people money. They're opening doors, literally. Lower payments mean that in many areas, monthly housing costs are now taking less than 1/3 of a median household income. That's a key threshold for affordability that many buyers have been struggling to meet. And there's another benefit: choice. With lower rates, buyers can qualify for mortgages on a larger portion of the available inventory in their area. This means more options, more flexibility, and potentially a better fit for your needs and lifestyle. Now, you might be wondering how long this window of opportunity will last. Will home values keep climbing? Will mortgage rates stay low? These are the questions that every savvy buyer and seller needs to consider. If you've been following me for a while, you know my experience has taught me that informed consumers save money and are happier during their move. That's why I often use Zillow data to discuss U.S. housing market conditions. If you're not a subscriber, please click the thumbs up like button and subscribe now so you get all my new content when it is fresh. If you really want to know what's going on in housing, to see and hear the data explained, to learn the tips and tricks that put extra money in your pocket, then subscribe now and I'll keep you in the know. Those questions about home values and mortgage rates are crucial, but they're not telling the whole story. There's a hidden factor that's tipping the scales in the housing market. How long do you think homes are sitting on the market now? And what does it mean for your next move? Let's dive into the numbers. Our third graph from Zillow shows a surprising 22.1% increase in active for sale listings compared to last year. That's a significant jump, but here's the kicker: we're still 31% below pre-pandemic levels. It's like we're in a weird middle ground, where inventory is growing but hasn't fully bounced back. Now, you might be thinking this means homes are taking forever to sell. Not so fast. While homes are spending more time on the market than during the pandemic frenzy, they're still moving much quicker than before COVID hit. This extended selling time has not yet reached a point to where sellers should be concerned. You see, despite the slower pace, sellers aren't exactly hurting. Our fourth graph reveals a mind-blowing stat. 1 in every 3 home sellers is still getting more than their asking price. That's right, 33.4% of homes sold above list price last month. It's down a bit from earlier this summer, but still remarkably high. What does this tell us? Well, it's clear that we're not in a buyer's market yet. Sellers still have some leverage, but they're having to be strategic with their pricing. For buyers, this means you've got more options and potentially more time to make decisions, but you still need to be prepared for some competition. This shift ties directly into our market heat index. The growth in selling time is actually a positive sign, indicating improving market conditions. We're still seeking a sweet spot where buyers have more choices and sellers can still get good value for their homes. So, what does this all mean for you? If you're selling, you should pre-market the heck out of your home so that you end up being among the 1/3 getting more than it's worth. The days of putting a house on the market and getting multiple offers automatically are mostly behind us, but you can still make it happen with the right pre-marketing strategy. And if you're buying, this could be your moment. With more inventory and a bit less frenzy, you've got a better shot at finding the right home without feeling rushed. Just remember, good properties are still moving quickly and at premium prices, so don't drag your feet when you find the one you want. Now, you might think more inventory means lower prices across the board, but the data tells a different story. Why are home values holding steady despite the increased supply? Let's dive into the numbers and unpack the market mystery. Our fifth graph reveals a surprising trend. Newly pended listings decreased by 5% in August from the prior month, and they're down 2.9% from last year. These are clear signs of a slowing market. You'd expect this slowdown to put downward pressure on prices, right? Well, not so fast. Here's where things get interesting. Despite the slowdown in pending sales, we're not seeing the price drops you might expect. In fact, the share of listings with price cuts has actually decreased to just under 26%. This suggests a level of market stability and seller confidence that's pretty remarkable given the circumstances. But wait, there's more. Our sixth graph shows that rents are now up 3.4% from last year, and they're climbing in 49 of the 50 largest metro areas. This is a key piece of the puzzle. Rising rents alongside rising home prices? That's a clear sign of inventory shortages across the board. So what's going on here? Well, it's a classic case of supply and demand, but with a twist. Yes, we have more homes on the market compared to last year, but we're still way below pre-pandemic levels. We're talking about 31% fewer homes available than before COVID hit. This persistent shortage is keeping upward pressure on prices, even as the market cools in other ways. Now, let's connect the dots. Lower mortgage rates are making homes more affordable for many buyers, which is helping to prop up demand. At the same time, the shortage of homes, both for sale and for rent, is keeping prices from falling significantly. It's like a tug-of-war between affordability and scarcity. What does this mean for you? If you're a buyer, don't expect rock-bottom prices just because there are more homes on the market. You might have more options and less competition, but good properties are still commanding premium prices. And if you're a seller, this is actually good news. You might not see the bidding wars of 2021, but you're still in a strong position if you price your home right. Remember that quote from our research? Lower mortgage rates and rising inventory are giving home buyers a window of opportunity at an unusual time of the year. This sums it up perfectly. We're in a unique market moment where buyers have more choices, but sellers still have some leverage. Overall, the U.S. housing market is still firmly in a seller's territory, but there are a few outliers where buyers are gaining some leverage. Zillow reveals this in places like New Orleans, Miami, Jacksonville, Austin, and Tampa. It's not a full-blown buyer's market, but it's a shift worth noting. Now, let's recap what we've covered. We've seen mortgage payments drop while home values climb, inventory increase but still lag behind pre-pandemic levels, and a market where 1 in 3 homes still sells above the asking price. It's a mixed bag, and that's exactly why you need to stay on top of these trends. Here's the thing. The housing market is always changing, but right now it's like on fast forward. Mortgage rates, in particular, are something you need to keep a close eye on. I've included a link below to Mortgage News Daily. That's where I go to see the rates. They're not just numbers on a screen. They directly impact how much house you can afford and whether selling makes sense for you. Remember, real estate is local. While these national trends from Zillow give us the big picture, your specific market might be different. That's why it's crucial to dig into your local data and work with someone who knows your area inside and out. Now, I've got something else for you to consider. I recently made a video that dives deep into mortgage rate trends and shows how falling rates might actually intensify the home affordability crisis. Yeah, you heard that right. Lower rates could make things worse. It sounds counterintuitive, but trust me, you'll want to check it out. It'll give you a whole new perspective on where the market might be headed.